Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Life of Light 555, or Garrett Hastings. That's my legal name. But um, I just wanted to kind of share with you all about my diagnosis with schizoaffective disorder. It's kind of like schizophrenia. Well, it is schizophrenia. It's on the spectrum. So when it started versus how it's going now. Um, I'd like to say when it started, I was probably 14, but I wasn't diagnosed until I was 18. When it first started, I was going to treatment for not mental health, but drug, like pot problems, I suppose. And when I was going into it, I was in this really religious treatment called Teen Challenge, and I didn't really think of spirituality or like the way I do now, or I think the way it goes is I think of spirituality now differently than I did back then, for sure. I looked at it more of religion back then. I really had an idea of what religion meant to me when I was 11, starting out reading the Bible and trying to take it literally. So when that part happened in my life, when I got diagnosed with schizophrenia or that spectrum disorder, um, I had what I call visions, but and they were interesting, but they don't seem real to anybody else, or I would say, but I can kind of still believe them, but I kind of don't because I know what hallucinations look like. I know what hearing things look like. I know what feeling things look like. It's with schizoaffective disorder for me. It feels like an energy thing. So when, say for example, like you're up for a night and you're up all night doing whatever you want, really reading doesn't matter, playing video games, something like that. I've always done that kind of thing where I stayed up all night and for multiple nights in a row, sometimes even like up to 3 nights in a row. I think my longest stay up was. I think when it started, it was very, very intense. But I've always been sort of religious. I would say like a Christian. I wasn't raised in any specific church or anything, so that's partly what I mean by that. So when it started, it was very disorganized thinking. It was all over the place, thoughts that were coming in and out. How it's going now, that's what I wanted to get to. So when I was 18, I got diagnosed with that disorder and a couple of other things, just like depression and anxiety, and later down the line, PTSD when I was around 21. But I've experienced a lot in my life, and the things I've seen, the things I've heard, the things I've done, the things I've said, or anything like that, have really changed. So how it's going now, it's going fine. 2 years of stability, no mental health wellness checks or any problems with myself thinking things or having ideas that are generally out of the box for ordinary people, I would say. Um, I take medication for it. I used to take pills, but I take the shot now. It goes right in your arm. Um, so how do I live with it is something that people would ask. I would assume things people would like to know. I wake up, I do the same thing every day, but I'm trying to move out of that, shift the focus, and go towards something that I would really like to do, like go for walks. I mean, it's nice out, it's summertime. Do these things that people do every day, I guess, that I don't know if everybody does, like go out in the woods and just sit there and enjoy nature, something like a pastime like that. But I live with it mentally, hearing things and seeing things that aren't like hallucinations, but they're what I consider signs. I would say like birds in threes or birds in fours, um, looking everywhere and seeing numbers repeating, which are just kind of generally the new age topic of like angel numbers, like 555, for example. Like that's my YouTube name, but um, there's a lot of things in my life that I've changed personally living with schizoaffective disorder, and that's the way I stay up at night, the way I sleep, the way I eat food consciously. Like I focus on what I'm eating, and whatever I eat is something that I focus on, kind of like mindfulness, or like really just things that people do every day, I guess. So my next point would be, what are some things that I do that help? So when I talk about schizoaffective disorder, people think of schizophrenia, and schizophrenia is a scary, scary, scary word for some people. You say you have schizophrenia, like for me, example, I'll say, "Hi, I am schizophrenic." They think that I'm seeing things or hearing things constantly and talking to myself, talking to others. Besides, right now between us, um, that's just that's just who we are, I guess. For me, some things that I do that help are meditation for sure. I listen to a lot of meditations over the course of 10 minutes to 30 minutes, and um, I like I enjoy meditations. They're very nice and soothing. Some people don't understand what meditation really is. You don't have to sit like a yogi and just sit there and do that kind of thing. But the thing with that is that you can be laying down, you can be driving your car, you can be riding your bike, you could be walking down the street, you could be shopping. Some people, it's sort of like the flow state with games. When you're very focused when you're in video games, or if you're a gamer, for example, like that focus, that flow, that automatic living in the moment type of thing. That's what I do. I live in the moment most of the time. Another thing that helps me with my schizophrenia, my diagnosis, is drinking lots of water. Obviously, that's staying hydrated. I'm bad at that sometimes. I drink a lot of coffee. I wake up in the morning, make a pot of coffee, and I usually finish it by 1 p.m., 2 p.m. ish. Now, maybe, possibly, potentially drink a little energy drink after that. Just a treat, I guess. But schizo, another thing that helps with schizophrenia is that when you are having symptoms like mania is energy, basically, like your energy levels, your mental awareness and your energy levels. Some people, when they get mania, they sound like they're on methamphetamine, or they just sound like they're ADHD. I have ADHD as well, and I'm medicated for it. But the thing with mania is that you could be up for 3 nights in a row, no sleep, or maybe micro sleeps. That's what I like to call it, where you lay down, your eyes shut, you're dozing off, basically. But when you wake up from that sleep, you have that energy back. So what I do is, with mania, I try to take naps in the day. I'll take maybe one, but I used to take a lot. It doesn't matter how many you take, as long as you're feeling good and you're feeling happy at the end of the day. So spirituality versus schizophrenia is another topic I'd like to start on talking about. Is being spiritual from is just really getting into tune with yourself and how you feel and how you want or desire your life to be. I've read Neville Goddard. I've read Abraham Hicks, or Esther and Jerry Hicks, I believe is what their name is, and they talk from Abraham. They channel this entity or the spirit, or collection or collective of spirits. But I've read that. I've read the Law of Attraction book. I've read Neville Goddard's books. I've read The Secret, which is a nice one, and I've read a lot of religious books too, spiritual religious books, mostly about Christianity and like the ways that Christianity is portrayed or whatever, or like how things happen to be that way. When you're spiritual, you got one side that's spiritual, that is spirit. There's another side for schizophrenia, and how to live with it is one example for me is how to live with schizophrenia. That's something else. That's like your other people that are schizophrenic, for example, like they think that this thing is real. You can't tell them that it's not real, because that's what they experience, just like everybody with their perception. That is something that people need to understand when it comes to not having any diagnoses or anything. I think I said that right, but is that schizophrenia is on a spectrum, and some people have it severely, where they're almost nonverbal, like autistic people. Like some autistic people are very high functioning nonverbal, very low functioning nonverbal, and there's a big array of between. For example, like for me, the schizophrenia versus spirituality is that most of my schizophrenic visions, I like to say, were spiritual based, because when I was in that treatment center, revamping to the very beginning of that conversation when it started versus how it's going, I was in a treatment center that focused on Christianity, religion, beliefs, but it was more personal and it was more effective, I think, that way, because it just help people out, and people that were having hard times, they have something to believe in, and I believe that's a good way to go. You know, if you're struggling with addiction or mental health, or just having no faith, I guess, you know, that's something you can go towards. That's something that's an option. For when I talk about my treatment center, when I was 18, when I first went into, I think I just turned 18 or 19, I went to that treatment center, and I broke my glasses because a voice in my head told me to do it, and I thought that was my grandfather. So I did that, and I walked around that treatment center for about a week or two, and 2 weeks in, I was obsessing over saying thank you over each step I took, saying thank you over my water, saying thank you for things that people did for me, and doing my chores diligently. Like, I didn't have a problem doing my chores around the treatment center. There's a lot of things in my life that I did continuing on before I really got stable. Like, now I suppose I'm really stable. I haven't had an issue. I haven't been to psych wards potentially for almost 3 years now. I think spirituality is something that's within you and people can relate to, but they are experiencing unique individualistic ideas and different signals and signs and all these things that some people have connections to, some people don't understand it. Signs and symbols can be right in your face and you wouldn't even know it. It's all just a wild game of life, I suppose. We're all here to learn a reason. I'm here to reach out and help people with schizophrenia and different diagnoses that are similar to that. I don't know, there's a lot of them, I suppose. Everybody's got something. But a lot of in a big summary, is my diagnosis with schizoaffective disorder. Schizo-affective is affective, I think affective is affect, and schizo is, you know, or schizo, or however you want to pronounce it. People think it's a stigma to say schizo. Well, it is, because when you tell someone you're schizophrenic, they don't always appreciate that. They think you're crazy or something, but obviously there's a light behind my eyes. You know, you can see that. There's a lot of things in life that you should do, but one thing is just feel happy for whatever moment you are doing, and you'll be fine. Well, thanks for watching this video, I suppose. If you like this, please like it and subscribe if you can. If this comes across your feed somehow, which is kind of odd, I suppose it was meant for you, I guess, or maybe it was just an informative video, but I'm going to edit this down. This is like 15 minutes in exactly now. So whenever you see this video, it's going to be heavily edited because I stopped a lot of the time, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to hear more stories, or if you have any questions or anything, drop below in the comments and I'll get back to you on that. I'm going to try to make more videos, but I'm going to kind of give piece by piece my life and everything, and how I am the person I am today, and how I want to be, or where I want to be, or where I am at now in my mind, because I never got or live in the end. But yeah, it's something I'd like to get done. It would be amazing to help other people with things in their life that I needed help with, and I was too afraid to speak up or speak out about it. So thanks.